On the way to the college entrance exam, I saved a girl who had a heart attack, but she destroyed my whole family, just because I touched her chest while rescuing her, defiled her purity. In the end, she jumped and killed herself, so my whole family got cyberbullied. My parents died under the wheels of a car. I was also beaten by a crowd, and finally slipped on oil on the stairs and died. At the moment of death, I saw my childhood friend Lou Molly, holding an oil can, smiling at me sinisterly. In my past life, I rushed to save someone, but it led to my family's ruin. So this life, I choose to watch from the sidelines. I was always the model child in everyone's eyes. Not only did I have excellent grades, I was also a modern-day heartthrob. Classmates all flocked around me, but I focused solely on studying. Some people hated me for not getting my LOP. The girl who fainted from a heart attack in my past life is waiting for the bot up ahead. I deliberately slowed down and admired the wildflowers on the side, because just now, I was reborn. I will never make the same mistakes again. At this moment, I'm only 50 meters from the bot stop. This path leads out, turn a corner, and you're there. Through the sparse tree shadows by the wall, I could vaguely see Zhang Yu's figure, but I didn't even glance that way. I kicked a small pebble with my foot, but accidentally hit him with it. It bounced off a lamppost and came back behind me, rolling down into the drain below the road. My goal in doing all this was to slow down my pace, and show my face under the cameras as much as possible. Right at that moment, Zhang Yu wobbled like he was drunk, and I just happened to turn around. Chasing the stone, I jumped into the dry drain. Then my glasses got brushed by a nearby bush, so I put away my 400-degree nearsighted glasses. I picked out round little pebbles one by one, and neatly lined them up on the curb. Happily took photos and posted them on social media, recording such a beautiful moment. A little further ahead, there's a small garden. An old man is watering the flowers. The camera under the eaves is pointing right at me. I stopped and greeted the old man warmly, deliberately showing my face under his surveillance camera. 5 minutes later, I squinted and held up a heart-shaped stone. Looking up, I walked while reading words, leisurely passing by the spot where Zhang Yu had fallen. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see him curled up in the greenery, convulsing. A group of aunties were chatting and laughing. Just then, the bot arrived. I quickly rushed over and got on. As the bot started moving, I suddenly heard a scream. Without turning back, I could guess. They must have found the fallen evidence. But what does that have to do with me? Actually, after being reborn, I could have gone home and asked my dad to drive me, or taken a different route or attack 11. But why would I? Why should I run? Is this road his? I want to be right where he can easily reach me, and watch him slide into hell inch by inch. Coldly watching from the sidelines, repentance is for bad people, not for good people. I arrived at the exam hall smoothly with 20 minutes to spare. This is my second time taking the college entrance exam. In my past life, I almost arrived late because I saved him, and still scored 658 points. This time, I was calm and methodical. I believe I'll do even better than last time. I finished the first subject smoothly, went home, and ate. Before my afternoon nap, I checked my phone. No news about Zhang Yu. After waking up, my mom handed me a wet towel to wipe my face. This morning, a tet taker had a heart attack at the bot stop. They were sent to our hospital and put in the ICU. Not sure if they can be saved. I heard about it too. It's really a shame. So young, and my son still has exams. Don't talk about that. It might scare him. My parents are kind-hearted, still sympathizing with him for not being able to take the exam. But they don't know that in my past life, he caused our whole family's death. Didn't you say I was unprofessional and took advantage of you? I bet you prefer this outcome now, don't you? In the afternoon, I continued with the exam, but I didn't want to take the bot anymore. My dad took me on his electric scooter. I lost him once. Now I cherish every moment with them. Dad, after the exam is over, let's go back to the countryside to see Grandma and Grandpa. Oku? How can that be? You're about to start college. I still need to save money to buy you a house. Oh, you can always make money. But the summer after the exam only comes once. And we haven't been back to the countryside together in 3 years. For the exam, I stayed in the city for extra classes even during New Year's. You and Mom always had to have one person stay to take care of me. So our whole family hasn't been together in 3 years. A wise man doesn't stand under a crumbling wall. A smart man doesn't fight a madman. After the exam, Zhang Yu and his family will definitely seek revenge. So the best plan is to get away. My dad hesitated to convince him. I didn't hesitate to use my trump card. Dad. So a striking scene appeared on the street. An 18-year-old big boy was clinging to his father's arm, acting spoiled. Passers-by showed amused and envious looks. I haven't acted spoiled in years. My dad was about to crack. Sit up straight, you brat. My dad was grinning from ear to ear. Fine, I just stocked up on goods today. I'll sell for one more day and then stop. We'll go home the day after tomorrow and trek the scores there. Let your grandparents be het pie too. As we neared the exam hall, I turned back and saw my dad looking at me with loving eyes. I adjusted my mindset and cheered myself on. Chi Tion, this life, the tragedy won't repeat itself. The exam went very smoothly. After leaving the hall, Dad came to pick me up again. When I got home, Mom had gone to her night shift. Dad went to cook. I took a shower and went to my room. I opened my phone. The internet was still calm. It seems Zhang Yu's condition is very serious without my involvement. He can't cause trouble for now, but I know too well how difficult his family is. The trouble is still to come. Actually, he and I were middle school classmates, but not long after the first year started, I got into the advanced class. I had no impression of him at all. It was only in my past life that he revealed in a 6DO that he had been coveting me since then. He was like a rat in the gutter. His hair was always greasy, and he always had a strange smell. While I was a bit handsome, if we walked together and he said I molested him, it wouldn't be convincing at all. If he hadn't jumped to his death, I would have had every chance to turn things around. But unfortunately, there's no if. In my past life, when I was being cyberbullied, I received an anonymous photo in a dilapidated room. The walls were covered with my photos and various small items I had lost. Lye towels, water bottles, used pens from playing ball, even worn underwear, sneakers, and so on. The caption on that photo was Zhang Yu's home. So Zhang Yu had been spying on my life, even going so far as to steal and dig through trash cans. He was a complete pervert, or someone who had had enough of living. So her showing up at that bot stop during the exam was no coincidence, but carefully planned. Zhang Yu's parents favored boys over girls. They planned to marry her off after high school to someone for money. Before he died, he called me and said if I was willing to marry him and give his parents $1 million as a bride price, he would clarify everything to the netizens. My feeling was like a rat forcing me to kiss him. It was directly nauseating. A few days later, he jumped and killed himself. I recorded the phone call, but it was useless. The phrase "the dead are always right" kept me from turning things around. But I don't understand. How did he know I would be taking the bot there? And why did he jump to his death? Suddenly, I remembered when I died in my past life. I vaguely saw the neighbor across the hall, Lu Moli. Lu Moli and I were classmates. Our families had been neighbors for over 10 years. We often greeted each other. On the surface, everything was friendly. His parents were both teachers at a private school. They were very strict with him. Every day, his waking, eating, homework, and sleeping times were all scheduled and precise to the minute. If he didn't complete something, he would be punished. His bedroom and mine were separated by just one wall. In my past life, I heard his parents scolding him countless times, calling him a pig's brain, worse than the son of the Malatang seller next door. Before my dad opened the shop, he sold Malatang at the community entrance for a while. After getting market approval, he opened a shop. Later, he rented a storefront and upgraded to a revolving hot pot. Although being self-employed isn't as respectable as a teacher, but earning money with your own hands, what right do they have to look down on people? The couple next door would beat and scold their child, always comparing him to me, while my parents were open-minded and loving, gentle and caring toward me. Lu Moli. The possibility of jealousy is very high. The next day, I continued with the exam. I did even better than in my past life. Getting into Qingbei University is definitely no problem. After leaving the exam hall, I told my dad I was going out with classmates, but I actually went to the computer market and bought 3 hidden cameras. I act with a clear conscience, and I'm tall and strong. The two of them together couldn't beat me. I'm just afraid they'll use dirty tricks to harm my parents, so I have to be prepared. I installed one in our old security door, covered by a 3-dimensional Fu character sticker from New Year's. Hard to find. One in the living room, one in my room, with the windowsill angle slightly adjusted. I could see 2/3 of Lu Moli's room. If he left his door open, I could even see his living room. Just after I finished installing and connected the surveillance, I was so scared I almost dropped my phone. I saw a half-body portrait of me on the wall facing Lu Moli's bed, with a huge red X drawn on it. I saw a half-body portrait of me on the wall facing Lu Moli's bed, with a huge red X drawn on it. The liquid stains looked lie. The face was even riddled with dart holes. I finally confirmed. In my past life, she was also one of the main murderers who killed me. The person who sent me that photo in my past life should also be him. I checked that Otsao later, but it was deactivated. But the photo hasn't been sent yet this time. I registered a new Otsao, and found it was indeed Lu Moli's Otsao. Probably a secondary Otsao, not many posts, but enough to be shocking. They were all posts about abusing small animals. Thinking about being neighbors with this pervert for over 10 years, I broke out in a cold sweat. I quickly screenshotted and recorded everything I saw. In his following list, I found a familiar avatar. After logging into my main Otsao, I saw that person was also among my followers. He had never posted anything, but I remembered him. Whenever I posted something, he would view it dozens of times. I suspect he is Zhang Yu. I took the heart-shaped stone I had picked up earlier, and took a photo with the flowers on my balcony, posted a status, and added a sweet sheet to read about childhood friends. The day after the exam ended, my mom took half a month of annual leave. My dad closed the shop, and the 3 of us went back to the countryside. Finally, in the warm embraces of relatives, I found the long-lost sense of security, relief, Relieved of the exam pressure, I completely let loose, playing wildly in the countryside fields with my younger cousins and the dog. But I still kept an eye on Zhang Yu's situation. On the 6th day after he entered the ICU, he finally woke up. Just lie in my past life. She accused everyone who was at the bot stop on lie. He accused everyone who was at the bot stop on lie. The 7 aunties and the bot driver, saying we ignored him and let him die. She is indeed pitiful because of the delay. From the heart attack to being found, there was a 20-minute gap, and the auntie who found him didn't know CPR. It took another 20 minutes for the ambulance to arrive. A total of 40 minutes, causing irreversible damage to her body, malignant arrhythmia, habitual myocardial ischemia, brain damage, and severe kidney failure. She's only 18 years old, and it happened during the college entrance exam, the most important time in life. Yet she faced a major setback. Because he is so tragic, do we bystanders have to pay for his tragedy? Just lie in my past life. All of us who were at the stop were heavily criticized by netizens. I was walking at the very back, but I was the first to be exposed. Just because I was also a tet taker. Someone posted a photo of me leaving home at 6:30 on Lie, saying it only takes me 5 minutes to walk to the bot stop. But I didn't show up there until 7:15. Even if we take a step back, I walked so slowly. Don't I have any responsibility? What'd take a step back? I had already gone straight to the exam hall. My dad recognized the old man who gave me gardenias as a regular customer, contacted him and asked for the surveillance footage from his yard. The time on it was clearly visible. Even my conversation with the old man was clear. At 7 o'clock sharp, I was still picking flower mud with him. Although it was close to the bot stop, there was a corner blocking the view, so I couldn't see it. And I wasn't wearing my glasses. The old man helped me get surveillance from the neighbors behind, proving I was on that small path the whole time. The old man helped me get surveillance from the neighbors behind, proving I was on that small path the whole time, until the group of aunties appeared. Only then did I go to catch the bot. And the bot surveillance also proved that I got on the bot before reaching the stop. I never even stepped onto the platform, and didn't meet Zhang Yu. If I can be blamed for this, then the gentle wind and fragrant air that morning are also at fault. I have plenty of evidence. Even if someone deliberately tries to stir things up, it's useless. Instead, it gained me a lot of sympathy. After all, I'm just a high school student, walking my own path, not bothering anyone. Yet I had to flee to the countryside, and couldn't even run my business. Those aunties were even more formidable. They called 120 immediately after finding Zhang Yu, and someone recorded it, enough to prove that from discovery to being taken away by the ambulance, no one touched Zhang Yu at all, completely eliminating the possibility of being framed. Seeing the Zhang family's harassment, they hired a lawyer to sue them for extortion and defamation. Indeed, aunties are aunties, especially the one with the big hair. She's a force to be reckoned with in the city. Mess with them, and you've messed with the right people. Unlike me, who was too naive. With the 7 protectors, our family was fine. In my past life, when these 7 aunties attacked me, they were utterly ruthless. This time, it's only fair they take the heat for me. On the day Zhang Yu woke up, I noticed on my social media, his Oatsao had visited over 100 times. So I posted a photo of jasmine flowers every day, without any caption, just decorated with pink stickers saying love you and miss you. He went crazy, visiting every 10 minutes or so, still browsing at 3 a.m. I really hope he dies from staying up late. Still browsing at 3 a.m. I really hope he dies from staying up late. But unfortunately, bad things last. He not only didn't die, but also started a lie she trim on lie to gain sympathy, saying his family is poor, and even the ICU fees are owed. She's a tet taker, a hot topic with traffic. With beauty filters maxed out, she even looked a bit pitiful, and quite a few people sent her gifts and donations. Half a month later, the exam results finally came out. My whole family gathered around the computer. In my past life, under such immense pressure, I still scored 658 points. This time, I don't know how many points I got. Anyway, when I checked, the score didn't show up. My grandpa widened his eyes, thinking the internet in the countryside was bad. Why isn't it showing? My dad refreshed a few times, but it still wasn't there. Sweating nervously, I held my grandpa, afraid he'd get too excited and fall. I whispered, "Grandpa, the top 50 tet takers don't have their scores displayed." My parents finally understood, and jumped for joy, attracting the whole village. Third son, why so excited? Did Tian get into Qingbei? Everyone in the village shares the same surname. Me getting into Qingbei would bring honor to the ancestors. My grandpa was practically strutting. I was really afraid something would happen to him. My good grandson. Grandpa is het pai. What are you standing there for? Hurry to town and order food. Then notify the relatives to prepare for a big celebration. What are you waiting for? We have a big black pig at home meant for a gift. Kill it for the feast. I also have some good liquor. The whole village was buzzing, spreading the news. That's when my dad's phone rang. I recognized the number. It was from Qingbei's admissions office. I quickly reminded him. That's when my dad's phone rang. I recognized the number. It was from Qingbei's admissions office. I quickly reminded him. My dad's hands were shaking. He tapped a few times but couldn't answer. My grandpa got angry and snatched the phone, muttering useless. Hello? I'm the grandpa. No, you're my good grandson? No, I'm Chi Tion's grandpa. Det, thank you. Okay, thank you. My dad put his ear close. Their two faces almost crushed the phone, making it hard to hear. I tried several times to turn on speakerphone, but they blocked me. My mom and grandma hugged each other, crying and laughing. After hanging up, my grandpa and dad were both in tears, each holding one side of me. Tion, it's Qingbei University. You got into Qingbei University. That's when I found out I scored 708 points and was the provincial top scorer. The local TV station from our hometown came directly to our village. I gave an interview. Countless parents praised me endlessly. Before I became an internet sensation, the incident where Zhang Yu slandered me became a hot topic again, directly trending on social media. I received even more sympathy. In contrast, Zhang Yu was torn apart on lie. His real photos and poor grades were exposed. His lie sheet trim was full of insults, calling him ugly and troublesome. The leaders of my middle and high school kept calling my dad to give me a bonus. My dad couldn't sit still. He wanted to go back to the city to open the shop and make money. The graduation banquet had to be postponed for a few days. My grandparents had no objections. They were afraid we wouldn't get admitted, or that the admission letter would be stolen. In their time, there were many cases of university spots being taken. I wanted to stay in the countryside until Zhang Yu's matter was resolved. When we returned to the city, as soon as our car reached the community entrance, we were greeted by a crowd lining the way. The top scorer is back. My dad is a businessman. Everyone in the community knows him as Bot Chi. How do you usually educate your child? How did he score 708 points? Haha, we didn't really educate him much. He was always in the top 3 of his grade. What does he usually eat and read? He eats my malatang. My malatang hot pot has a beef bone broth base. Look at this tall guy. It's from drinking beef bone soup. He's really handsome. A talented young man. I always thought you were a top scorer in the making. I was being touched all over by the aunties. They said they wanted to absorb my talent, so their own children would also succeed in exams next year. I finally broke free. But my dad called me out. You two go open the shop and clean up. I'll go get supplies. Let's try to earn your tuition fees in these few days. He underestimated the value of being a top scorer. Before he even got back with supplies, the neighbors nearby were about to overwhelm our shop. Neighbors were eager to help, and even suggested my mom rename Shangji Hot Pot to Top Scorer Hot Pot. Just as they were saying this, my classmates happened to arrive. I almost wanted to hide my face and run away. Chi Tian, congratulations. Our class did pretty well this time. Many of us passed the first-tier line, and quite a few got into key universities. 10 years of hard study, and now you've made the list. It really fits the saying, in the spring breeze, proud and fast. In one day, I've seen all the flowers of Chang'an. Everyone was praising me, but in my past life, they were the same ones who threw rotten vegetables and eggs at me. My family's business boomed. We were busy until dawn. We only closed after all the ingredients were sold out. The whole street's business was boosted. The flower shop on the corner even gave us a big bouquet. My parents walked hand in hand ahead. I followed behind, holding the flowers. I took a selfie with red roses in the foreground, with our house in the background, also capturing the neighbor Lu Moli's house. After getting home and washing up, I opened my phone. Sure enough, I saw Zhang Yu visiting my profile. This Otsao of mine is verified with my real name. Many classmates know. A lot of people are liking my pot now, asking if I'm in a relationship. I didn't deny it, leaving someone with endless imagination. When I checked the surveillance, I screamed in fright. He was staring straight at me from the window. The camera was right on his dark eyes. Lu Moli pressed against the wall, her eyes fixed on my window. Because of the angle, I couldn't see her face, only her messy black hair and white dress. Lies something out of a horror movie 6. After realizing she couldn't hear anything from my side, Lia Feng, she picked up a dart and stabbed my bust figure repeatedly. I have no doubt if I were in front of her, she would stab me to death. I quickly grabbed my dumbbell, working out while reviewing past surveillance footage. I found that on the day the college entrance exam ended, Lu Moli's parents got a set of exam papers and made her retake it until 2 in the morning. Early the next day, the couple brutally beat her. Because Lu Moli performed poorly, after the results came out, she only scored 490. She was beaten so badly she lay on the ground for a long time before getting up. After the results came out, she only scored 490. She was beaten so badly she lay on the ground for a long time before getting up. That night, she stood by my bed like a vengeful spirit, staring at me all night. And it's been like that every day since. No horror movie 6 compares. A woman through the wall, through the window, staring at you all night with dark eyes, scary, right? But compared to my whole family dying tragically in my past life, What is this? I forced myself to bear it and pulled the curtain halfway open. I also leaned against the wall and took a selfie from outside the window. The shot captured not only my profile, but also Lu Moli. This time I added a caption. Don't be afraid, I'm here. Sure enough, Zhang Yu came online instantly, and I deleted the image from this pot visible only to him. I also set it to self-destruct after viewing. No screenshots, no screen recording, leaving no trace on the platform, but leaving a deep scar in the psycho's heart. After I deleted the pot, I shared a song, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Lu Moli plays this song every time she gets beaten. Zhang Yu kept visiting this pot from midnight to 4 in the morning, listening to the song over and over. For the next week, I did this every day. Finally, the day before Zhang Yu was discharged from the hospital, in the middle school alumni group, everyone organized to go visit him. Some classmates asked me to join. I directly left the group and blocked the few remaining middle school classmates. The first thing Zhang Yu did when he woke up was falsely accuse me of not saving him. The news was so big, I don't believe it. You guys don't know. Now you're pretending to be a saint. I just wanted her to know how much I discussed her. And the more I discussed him, the sweeter it is with Lu Moli. Every night we stare at each other through the wall, listening to the same song, looking at the same starry sky. On the day Zhang Yu was discharged, our family of 3 packed up and went back to our hometown, bringing all my high school materials. My mom told me. Lu Moli's parents even came to her about it. She said Lu Moli didn't do well and wanted to retake the exam. Wanted to borrow your materials. I said they were all given away. That couple used to look down on your dad and me. This time you made us proud. But we're not pushovers. Why should we lend to them? As soon as the news came out that I was the top scorer, everyone in the neighborhood came to our house, taking my used materials and notebooks. Even the desk pad was taken away. They almost stripped my clothes off too, exchanging tea, cigarettes, and various gifts. They were extremely polite. Although we didn't accept anything, we appreciated the gesture. How dare they just open their mouths with that shameless face. My dad was so proud he was floating on air, hiding my key review materials, bringing them back to the hometown for younger cousins to use, hoping to produce a few more scholars from the family. My grandparents, uncles, and aunts almost worshipped us, praising me as a literary star descended from heaven. I had my graduation banquet in my hometown. That day was exactly when the city classmates were gathering. I spent the whole day receiving relatives and only got online briefly. From some high school classmates' social media posts, I saw they did have a gathering that night. Lu Moli and Zhang Yu were at the same one. Before the banquet, my grandpa took me to the ancestral grave to burn paper, telling the ancestors that our family produced a top scholar. In the curling smoke, I kowtowed to the ancestors and made a wish, hoping Zhang Yu's psycho illness would flare up tonight and take Lu Moli away. But I never expected my ancestors to be so effective. Late at night, I was almost asleep when I was startled awake by a phone call. It was from my classmate. Chi Tian. Zhang Yu is dead. Late at night, I was almost asleep when I was startled awake by a phone call. It was from my classmate. Chi Tian. Zhang Yu is dead. Quick, look. I opened the high school group chat and saw many real-time uploaded pictures and videos, quickly piecing together the whole shitari. On that street not far from my house, some classmates who had finished the gathering were chatting. Some were waiting for a ride. Lu Moli and Zhang Yu were walking together. Suddenly they started arguing. Everyone heard that on the day of the exam. While waiting for the bot, Zhang Yu was on the phone with Lu Moli and got triggered, having an episode. The two started fighting, and just then, a dump truck carrying sand and gravel sped by, and Zhang Yu suddenly lunged, pushing Lu Moli toward the road. Lu Moli was also ruthless, grabbing her tightly. Both were pulled under the wheels. Zhang Yu's neck was snapped instantly. Lu Moli's legs were crushed, and she was dragged a distance, severely scraped. The ground was covered with flesh and blood, so similar to my parents in my past life. The classmates at the scene were scared, some crying, some vomiting. It was a passerby who called the police. When the officers arrived, they were taken away by their respective parents. I laughed out loud under the covers, laughing until tears came. Lu Moli was rescued for 2 days before waking up. I heard she was amputated below the buttocks. Most of her skin was scraped off. She needed skin grafts. The dump truck was found, but it was a junk car about to be scrapped, and the driver was driving normally. Anyway, not much compensation. After my graduation banquet, we stayed 2 more days before returning to the city. Just as we arrived at the neighborhood gate, we saw a group of people pulling a cart, walking aggressively toward the neighborhood. I recognized the leader as Zhang Yu's father. We hid and watched the commotion. Only then did we realize the cart was carrying Zhang Yu's body. In such hot weather, only some ice was placed, and it already smelled. Everyone avoided it, watching from a distance and gossiping. Lu Moli's parents stayed inside with the door closed, and secretly moved away that night. The Zhang family didn't stop causing trouble, putting up banners, mourning, and refusing to bury Zhang Yu, howling on lie every day. Even the police couldn't handle it. Lu Moli's family was doxxed. Lu's parents were exposed for ignoring bullying, taking bribes, and harsh parenting, causing students depression and ruining their reputations. I took advantage of the chaos and led netizens to uncover Lu Moli's small accounts where she abused cats and dogs, causing public outrage. Her social media pages were full of curses, extreme animal lovers, set wreaths to her hospital room, photoshopped pictures of her online to insult her. Her whole family are devils, deserving death. Everything that happened to my family in my past life was reenacted on their family. I stayed alert every day, not daring to be careless. One is a biology teacher, the other a chemistry teacher. Who knows what they might do? What if they turn into Uncle Gua and Aunt Gua? I was on high alert every day, guarding strictly, sticking to my parents' lie a child, not letting them be alone. My parents initially thought I was joking. After hearing my analysis, they also became cautious. Until a week later, the authorities reported a major mass poisoning case. The dump truck company, out of humanitarianism, compensated Zhang Yu's family with 500,000. Zhang Yu's body really couldn't be kept any longer, so the Zhang family went back to their hometown for the funeral. After exposing Lu Moli's parents' misdeeds, Zhang Yu's parents tasted the sweetness of traffic, not only inviting the whole village to the feast, but also many attention-seeking social media influencers. Hundreds of people live streaming at the same time, endlessly chasing traffic, absurd and ridiculous. The scene was lively, nothing like a funeral, more like a press conference, but for some reason, as soon as the food was served, everyone collapsed, and it was live streamed. I heard over 1 million people were watching online, watching the tragedy unfold helplessly through the screen. In the end, no cause could be found. Just a few days ago, Lu Moli couldn't bear being disabled, and killed herself while her parents were asleep. Her parents couldn't handle the public pressure, and went to a secluded place to die. Seeing this outcome, I finally felt relieved. With my parents' earnest advice and family's expectations and blessings, I walked toward a bright future, and understood a truth. Heaven's punishment can be avoided, but self-inflicted disaster is inescapable.